Hey folks, welcome to my shop. I'm Mark with Eigen Designs, and today we're going to be building a special customized desk for my son Andy. He just started kindergarten and wanted a place for him to do coloring and homework, so we're going to use the CNC to inlay his name into the table and make it special just for him. Stay tuned. As my YouTube channel has grown, I continue to spend more and more time in the shop. And as my son sees me working on projects, he always wants to know if that project is for him. Well, given that he's just starting school and wants a place to do coloring and do some homework, I hopped into SketchUp and provided a few design ideas for him to choose from. He quickly gravitated towards the design on the right so that he could store his drawings and his homework inside the desk itself. So this is the design that we're going to be building today. I'll be using this highly figured 4/4 walnut that'll be perfect for this project, and step one is to break down this rough lumber into some milled pieces. Once the boards are cut and milled down to size, I take a few moments just to experiment with the different orientations and layouts of the boards to get the right grain pattern that I'm looking for. I'll be using my Festool domino a few times throughout this video. I know. Some people are really triggered by this tool, but it's really helpful for things like this. So I'm going to be using it to align the different panels for the glue up, so whenever everything gets squished together by the parallel clamps, the two different edges from the different boards don't get misaligned. Now you can use cawls and other things to achieve the same effect, but if I'm already going to be spending a whole lot of money for this tool, I'm going to try to get my money's worth out of it. Now, one of the double-edged swords of working with walnut is the thing that makes it so beautiful. The holes, the knots, the figuring, all of that needs to be repaired for a piece of finished furniture that you want to look more refined. And to do that, I'll be mixing up some tabletop epoxy with some black pigment to fill in those holes. You can use whatever color you want, but I find that black makes it look the best. I've also migrated away from the deep pour epoxy for these type of repairs because the tabletop stuff sets quicker so you can get back to work even quicker. Here's a random cutaway to a scenic mountain view for no apparent reason other than it's supposed to help with audience retention. Now back in the shop, I used my crosscut sled to put a nice 90-degree edge on one side of the tabletop because I'll be using that as the reference when making my 45-degree miters on the tabletop. I used this digital inclinometer to get it locked in right at 45 degrees. Before we can proceed with the glue up and the assembly, we're going to jump over to the CNC to create the Andrew inlay to personalize this desk. Now, inlays are a complicated topic that warrant its own video entirely, but for the purposes of this video, I'll explain the concept. You carve a female pocket, and then you also carve a corresponding male plug. And those two pieces, when done correctly, fit perfectly together. The male plug is a mirror image of the female pocket. And whenever you finish, you're left with a highlighted name, logo, feature, whatever it is that you want to inlay that accentuates the piece and draws your attention to it. I use a program called Easel, and there's an application within Easel that allows you to create these inlays. It'll create the male piece and the female piece automatically with the correct offsets to where the two pieces fit perfectly together. It's not free, but if you're interested in getting into this type of work, it's a great place to start. I head over to the bandsaw and cut out the letters that are going to be used in the inlay. I found this to be a more effective way to get the male plugs created as opposed to cutting all the way through the material, simply because the tolerance in these inlays is so tight that if your piece moves just a little bit during the carve as you're going all the way through the material, it doesn't fit. So once the letters are cut out, I glue them into the inlay and then do a quick once over with the sander just to make sure everything is nice and flush. While waiting for the inlays to dry, I start to make the other components that are going to form the box for Andy's desk. I put a 45-degree mitered edge on both side pieces for Andy's desk, and then I used a roundover profile to create a bullnose shape for the center divider that's going to be used as a central support. I then used that divider to mark out on the bottom and top panel where the divider is going to go, and use those marks to cut mortises using my Festool Domino. No, you can't do that twice in one video, okay? We're already over that. I'm using the domino. Get over it. And once all those mortises are cut, everything fits together like little Lego pieces, and it's super satisfying. So stop hating, start appreciating, get yourself a domino. It's worth it, I promise you. And to show that, here's a quick little montage of all these pieces coming together like Legos. With the desktop and the clamps, I then go over to the CNC to cut out the individual pieces that will make up both legs for the desk. So do you know what this is?
No.
Well, remember, those are going to be the legs to your desk. What do you think?
All of them?
Yeah, all of those pieces are going to go together to make you your table legs.
Well, how can all these pieces connect?
Well, we're going to use the domino for that. See, this right here, we're going to use the domino to put all those pieces together. What do you think?
What is a domino?
Oh, I promise this video is not sponsored by Festool. A domino creates a mortise inside each one of those legs, and then you can put a little wooden domino, which is one of these, to connect them together. You want to see one of these?
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you make these?
No, those come like that. But then you can use that to connect different pieces of wood together with a little bit of wood glue.
With a wood glue? Where? Yeah, I know what it is.
That's right. That's the wood glue.
And this too.
That's right. So with full approval from the shop superintendent, I head over to my router table and use the flush trim bit just to get rid of the wood pieces left behind by the tabs from the CNC milling. With that done, it's then time to add mortises to all the different leg pieces so that a domino can be used to connect them and strengthen each of those joints during the glue-up process. All of this came together very quickly, and before you know it, I had both sets of legs in the clamps waiting on glue to dry. Once the glue did dry, I then took the time to sand each one of the legs just to clean up any excess glue residue and make sure everything was soft to the touch. I then headed over to the router table and used a 1/4-inch roundover bit to put a nice rounded edge profile on both sets of legs, since that's the aesthetic that I'm going for. I then continued that on the tabletop using my handheld router to do the same thing. Now, I'm sorry in advance for this shaky footage, but this is me installing some threaded inserts on the side of the desk, which will be used in conjunction with the holes on the legs so that the height of the desk can be adjustable, and as Andy gets older, we can raise the desk to fit his new size. Now, as a woodworking YouTuber, you already know the finish that I'm going to use on this project. I don't even have to show you. I mean, I will, but you already know that it's going to be Rubio Monocoat Pure. I mean, that's part of the contract, guys. If you're going to be a woodworking YouTuber, you've got to do like the others do and use Rubio Monocoat. Everybody's doing it. So here's some footage of me applying some Rubio Monocoat. Now, all jokes aside, this is a really good finish. I like it because it goes on quickly, doesn't take long to dry, doesn't have a lot of fumes, but more importantly, you don't get any dust that gets trapped in the top coat like you experience with polyurethane or lacquer. So with the finish applied, the last step was to apply both legs using 4 bolts in the threaded inserts that we had installed previously. And with that done, it was now ready for the big reveal. What do you think?
That's good. Tell me if you're looking here.
This is where you're going to be able to do your homework.
Can you move one chair to here?
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Good. Daddy, how did you build these things?
Well, I'm going to make a video about this so you can actually see it. What do you think? Do you see your name in the table? Well, that's going to wrap up this video, everyone. Thank you so much for staying until the end. Smash that like button if you haven't already, and consider subscribing because I put out this kind of content all the time. Thank you, and have a fantastic day.